My name is Gilber Galindo. I work for ENEL. I am the key account manager. I thank the invitation of the Chamber of Commerce Canada Peru to give this presentation for the PDAC. We are going to present how to generate valuable insights for future energy efficiency projects. I'm going to present three topics. First, our value proposition that we have at the global level. Then we're going to talk about utility bill management. That is a platform that NLX provides for energy efficiency. And then we're going to talk about energy management, how NLX proposes energy efficiency. To begin, I would like to present NLX. This is a company that is very well known in the energy industry. It's a world leader in energy management. We are the main operator at the global level. We have the development of renewable projects, that is the largest one in the world. We have around 73 million end users, and we are leaders in the services. I would also like to present some points regarding on how NLX was born within the ENEL group. We were facing the macro trends in the world oriented towards digitalization and electrification in the companies, and the ENEL group created NLX to support the companies in this decarbonization and electrification process. This is the reason why we as NLX opened our lines of businesses at the global level. We are currently in 26 countries, in all countries where ENEL is present. We are in North America, South America, Argentina, Brazil, Chile, Colombia, Peru. We are also in Europe, Asia, and Australia. What is the value purpose that I would like to present today? The value purpose that NLX provides to our customers is based on sustainability and renewable energy, on how we can process bills and validate in an efficient way. Also, how can we conduct an asset management to optimize consumptions and costs, and also how to use this information to conduct a benchmarking. In this presentation, we are going to focus on what we know as customer insights at NLX. Customer insight is a business cluster that is focused in all solutions to arrive to an energetic efficiency. We are going to talk about energy insights through utility bill management that I'm going to present in a moment, and also energy management. In this cluster, we have other value proposals. For example, remote management that we call comfort management, that is essentially applied to buildings. And in these buildings, our customers are consuming some energy. We make a real-time control of all the conditions in the environment to work in a more efficient and comfort way. We also have revamping plans. That is how we propose a substitution of the equipment to be more efficient, and O&M, that is maintenance with energy efficiency objectives. As I was mentioning, our digital offer is based in two aspects. The first one is the platforms that we offer to our customers. We have utility bill management, energy management, comfort management, and exchange. These platforms allow our customers to find information in one single place. We also generate to our customers these insights through all the people who work in NLX. This is the Energy Consulting Department. We are talking about cost prioritization, risk management, energy audit, renewable advisory, sustainability, and weather risk assessment. Here we have some of our reference customers. These are brands that are very well known and have a global presence like General Electric or General Motors, Morgan Stanley. These are our customers and we provide solutions to them. I started talking about customer insights and maybe you're wondering, what is this? And one of our solutions is UBM. This is related to managing information through our platforms. As I was mentioning, UBM is a platform online that allows us to manage all of our information. It's not only a software, but it's a service related to a platform that basically is divided into two parts. One part is the back office that we use in this service, and there we process all the information. And the second part is a platform that works as a tool to manage this information to achieve efficiency. What is this allowing us to do? It provides visibility, and we can manage and provide all the follow-up or the sustainability objectives. And also we can identify bill errors and detect savings opportunities. For example, in electricity, water, and other types of utilities bill. UBM is a global support. We are operated in 104 countries. And maybe you are wondering how many tariff rates we are managing. We are talking about electricity and water and gas. We are managing 180,000 tariff rates. And we are increasing this constantly because we are working with more distributors. We are processing 1.4 million bills a year. We manage around 90,000 utility accounts, and we have a $5.5 billion annual spend. In Latin America, we provide the service from Sorocaba, Sao Paulo, for all Latin America, in Portuguese and Spanish, and for the rest of the work, we work from India. Basically, what is UBM? Well, UBM provides to collect or allows to collect all this information. It also provides this visibility so we can see all the bills to achieve efficiency in the operations that are related to this service. Then we can also manage the costs and we can plan all of these expenses. How does UBM work? We work with different levels of services with our customers. And we look for all the utilities bills with the suppliers. This is a very complex work for our customers that have a lot of points. For example, if we are thinking about a global mining company that work in different countries, they are going to have different points of contact with their customers. So it's very difficult to manage all this information in different countries. We do this, we are very experienced in this area, and we provide this value. We provide the bill receipt process, so we collect all this information from the supplier, then we conduct an audit and validation process for all the electric bills. We look into each charge in the bill, and then we find some errors or mistakes. And then all of this information is organized in a platform where the customers may have all their portfolio in a more organized way. And also we can customize a type of file that is called the AP file transferred. As I was mentioning, we have different levels of services for UBM. The first level, here we process costs and also the taxes. We detect any deviation of consumption and costs, and we let the clients know about this. And in this first level, bills are provided by the customer. If we move forward, maybe we are going to provide a validation in detail for each item in the bill. And we may even represent the customers before the suppliers regarding any deviation or mistakes on the bills. Also, if we increase the level of services, we may take care of all the process of collecting this information from the suppliers. For example, here I would like to present one of our main clients, General Motors. General Motors is a company that UBM has been providing services in 29 countries. We process around 1,700 bills a month. And we have been working with General Motors from 1997. And since then, we have provided savings for $49 million. If you're wondering what is savings and what is an unexpected cost or an avoidable cost, these are some costs that maybe are this reactive energy that we may not detect because it's very small. So we identify these avoidable costs in the platform and we create efficiency plans to reduce these type of costs. And if we're talking about savings, for example, we can include them in energy efficiency plans. Then, with General Motors, we have worked different type of services per each country. We have customized some reports and budgets according to the needs of each site. So we have worked up to this level with General Motors, and we are also working in sustainable plans. Because for a certifier, for example, this information is required, and is required to be organized and with a very high level of detail. If we want to know a little bit more about UBM, we may review a little bit about the platform. At UBM, we start with a description of the site. For example, this is a site of one of our customers, and we relate here all the main information: the address, the contact information, the location, the meteorological station, and, for example, the utilities that they are managing in this site. For example, for electricity, water, gas. And if we continue reviewing the platform, we are going to find all the information of the history of bills in this account. We are finding the description of the bill, the number of the bill, the cost and the consumption related to this bill. And if we click in each of these bills, we can see further detail for each of the items. We can see the readings. We may find also details on each line or each item of this bill in order to control in every detail. And why do we need the information to be such detailed? We can conduct some analysis on the site, and for example, we may compare the current consumptions with the former ones. We may also conduct a review on how the energetic cost is evolving in relation to a previous period. And this allows us to control completely the energetic cost in the portfolio. In addition, we may identify here in yellow, for example, the alerts for a consumption peak that is unexpected. We work some alerts with the customers, for example, a 20 or 30% of consumption that is unexpected. And if we detect this type of peaks, we contact the customer and we ask them if they were expecting this peak or not. If they answer that they were not expecting this peak, we go to the supplier to ask them for information regarding this consumption. And we may verify even the measurements and also present an application to validate this consumption. And if we demonstrate that this was because of some mistake or maybe some mistake on the reading, then we are going to get this rate back in the next bill. And we will provide a credit for the customer. We can also see here a unified analysis for the entire portfolio by using a baseline. Here we are seeing the consumptions of all the portfolio for 1 year. And also we can look at the consumption and also the costs that are related to all the commodities generated by the customer. This is a very valuable report for our customers when they are starting to implement energy efficiency plans, because they are taking as baseline a 12-month period, and then they are going to compare everything in their energy efficiency plans to this baseline. Now I'm going to explain about the dashboards. These dashboards were built together with our customers. We met with our customers and we asked them what was important for them to see in this type of dashboards. So we were able to build some dashboards that are available and that are frequently used by our customers. This is a comparison summary where we can see that, for example, which are the 10 sites that have the larger consumption of energy. For example, if I have a portfolio of 300 or 400 sites, I'm going to be able to identify the ones that are expending more energy. And also we're going to see how many bills have been processed and how many are being investigated and all the information required for that. We can see this for electricity, also for natural gas, and for water. This is another frequently used dashboard that is the portfolio control dashboard. And here I can see all my portfolio. Here I can see all the details of the bill processing regarding energy consumption and also cost for gas and water and electricity. I can review how much I have spent for this portfolio in this year or in this month. This is a dashboard that was created for the energy area of the companies. Here we can review the energy use, also the natural gas usage, the costs for electricity per unit, and others. So this type of information is very well organized and is really valuable for management. Regarding sustainability, that is something very important for the clients nowadays. We measure the carbon footprint of all operations. For example, here we can see the top 10 of the sites that have the largest emissions. We can see also the heat map on the left side. These are the places that have the largest consumptions and the largest carbon footprint. When we create a platform with a customer, we relate each site with a meteorological station, and therefore we can measure the carbon footprint per each site. And this allows us to keep this control. And in the same way, it's very important for the finance and accountability area to have this dashboard that is going to allow them to control the costs and expenses. This dashboard is showing the savings, also the current expense, and compare it to the budget. And we may compare the monthly costs. Likewise, we may access all the bills here, and we may review any bill that is going to be shown in this dashboard. And this is a tool that is frequently used by our clients. It's the business intelligence tool. It's a tool that allows us to customize any type of report that I may need to follow up these sustainability objectives. So I may select each item. I may search for a specific period. I may choose the graphic format that I like or I need. I may use the filters per period or per any other detail on the bill. And we may get some charts as well.
Well, so that was everything related to UBM, which is a tool that transforms information and data that clients gather in data that look forward to energy efficiency. And then now we will move forward to our energy management system that we call the EMS. So what is the energy management? Energy management is basically a platform that gathers, analyzes, and stores data regarding energy consumption in real time. What does it allow us to do? It allows us to create real-time benchmarking and to create improvements in the energy consumption. It provides us with a real-time monitoring of our equipment, and it also provides us with a forecasting system. So now I will explain how we manage to do this with the system. How does the EMS work? So this is a real-time measurement system, and as you can see in this chart in the bottom side, we can see all of the different equipments that use energy. So these equipments used to consume energy. This could be the main ones in a plant. And in order for us to measure the energy consumption, we need to pay attention to what sensors are being implemented. So then we gather this information, and in order for us to really centralize and to analyze that data through different sensors that really allow us to move this information to a big data. So then for this case in particular, we would gather all of this data in the big data of ENEL. But we could store it in the cloud, for example. So these are many options that clients may use, as they usually have their own cloud. This allows us to gather information. And then when we gather this information in a big data platform, we start to perform an analysis in the ENEL platform, which is the EMS. Then I will move forward to explain really briefly what is the architecture and the infrastructure of these measurements. So first of all, we have the main switches, the main energy switches in the plant. We have the distribution panels. So this is what we do. We install the different measurement devices, and we also gather this information that goes to a platform. Then we can also have sensors as well regarding light, regarding temperature, and some other factors, and we can follow a certain protocol as well. So we use a gateway in order for us to move this data to our platform, and we can have some other connections with some other protocol of the client's preference. And then with this information, once we gather it in the plant, it is transferred to our platform. What are the main features that might be of your interest? First of all, we have the way of creating monitoring of energy consumption costs. So this is consistently performed by our platform, and this also allows you to set up alerts in real time. So for example, if you have an overpass of consumption, you get an alert instantly. It also allows you to create a benchmarking. This is really important because if we perform different operations in several sites with different equipments, we can create a benchmarking in order for us to see which are the equipments that are having a larger energy consumption. This really is really helpful for creating analysis. This is another feature that I find that is really important that our platform provides, and it's customized reports. Basically, the client can create customized reports with whatever need that they may have. Something that is also really important for our clients is the forecasting feature. So, for example, we can include a tariff rate information that would be according to our certain clients or markets. This is something that without the platform might be really difficult for our clients to really determine because they have a really hard time in trying to figure out what are the special factors that are then reflected in their energy consumption bills. Sometimes they perform this in a manual way, but this is really complex. So either way, the platform can really perform this in a really easy way. And we are creating more productivity. So then the client can really set that up and have that information in an easier way. Then we have the forecasting feature that allows you to create a prediction of energy consumption. This is really helpful because, for example, if we are creating an optimization plan for our energy resources by the end of the year, then this feature for predictions will be creating analysis and will perform an analysis in real time, and that will allow us to see if we are working towards our goal. Then we can have a calculation of our baseline. This is something that our clients really use a lot because when we have an MMV project, which is a monitoring and a validation project, we create baselines that are based on math calculations. Usually, our clients tend to work on that in Excel sheets. However, the platform does that automatically. And then we can add some other protocols of your preference. So that is really important regarding the baseline. Then the MMV project feature allows you to create projects that will follow certain protocols, especially the IPM BP protocols, which are an American standard for energy efficiency. So right now we're having this tool that can be adapted to these protocols. So now I will try to briefly explain you this. So for example, when we're talking about real-time monitoring of energy consumption, you could see in the NLX platform the following. Here we can see the behavior, the real-time behavior of energy consumption that you can basically classify by consumption or by cost or by different factors. or what the client would like to see. So that is something that is really useful to create energy optimization plans. So, as I was mentioning, we can also create a comparison of what we are doing and what we would like to do. So, here, for example, in this case, I could have a map, a global map, or a regional map, or even include several units of production, and I will see which are the units that are using a larger amount of energy. So the platform allows us to see that. And then we can set up the tariff rates as well. So the platform is basically it's basically made for you to enter a certain tariff rate. So usually the mining sector is located in the free market. And then we're talking about PBAs, we're talking about energy, and then we have associated fees regarding customs, regarding transportation. So then we can create a tariff rate for each measurement factor and the type of cost that might be related to a certain tariff rate. For example, if we're talking about a regulated market, we are talking about several points that could be measured. For example, if we're talking about offices, buildings in the city, we could add that to a free market in Peru, in Chile, in United States, in Canada, or Australia. That would have to do with the functionality of the tariff rates that you would prefer. The setting up alerts is a really important thing because this allows us to have a notification when we are overpassing a selected threshold. For example, if we select a maximum rate of energy consumption, then we will get notified instantly. Then we can also receive notification about a loss of energy data or a loss of charge. That is highly important in our Peruvian market because I would say that the 50% of the costs that are reflected in our energy billings tend to have to do with overcharges. So that usually happens in predetermined schedules, in peak hours especially. So we are instantly notified when we are overpassing the selected threshold of consumption. For example, we can have the data for reactive energy consumption or when equipments are being less productive. So these are default alerts, and the client is also able to create their own. So regarding the MMV projects that I was mentioning earlier, this is a really important thing because we not only need to see the information that we are gathering regarding energy consumption, but we need to create a baseline that will allow me to know what would be my ideal energy consumption. And here we can see it in a light blue color. So the light blue line would be the reference, and then the real consumption is in green. And the red line would be the target. So whenever we're doing an MMV project, we tend to create this automated calculation of the baseline, and then we set up a goal. For example, to reduce the 10% of the energy consumption in a year. So that would be my MMV project. And how would I do that? We need to get the real-time data. I try to do the calculation of my baseline, and then I select my target. So in the means that I would realize that I am overpassing the baseline and my target, I would be aware that I am walking away from my goal. So in that case, I will try to look back and try to ask myself why this is happening, or try to analyze why this is happening and how to solve it. Further on, I will present to you a case study in which we will see this in a more detailed way. So regarding reporting, that's another characteristic that we may find in the platform. We have default reports that are the most common ones for our clients regarding billing, regarding cost, regarding energy consumption, and some other reports that clients may need regarding their own requirements and costs. So what I was mentioning earlier regarding the automated calculation of the baseline, So the platform has the ability to create this automated analysis. And by using this platform, you enter the data, then you can see the errors, and then you could see the calculation of the baseline that you would need for a certain project. Then we have the forecasting, which I already mentioned as well, which is basically a prediction. So the platform performs this prediction according to your energy consumption, and it forecasts what would be your consumption in the future. It is also really helpful in order for you to have a certain idea of what will be your energy consumption in the future. So then regarding the business model, you may have been able to see that we separate that into different parts. First, we have the software and the hardware, which are really important pieces, and then we can have the related services. So when we talk about software, our business model for NLX, it's basically a monthly subscription for each of the measurements factors. And then regarding the hardware, it can really depend on what the business model of the client is. So then the client can purchase those, or we can provide them for the client, or they can be financed monthly, for example. That is something that is manageable and that would need to have a conversation. Then, regarding the other services that we offer, we can provide training in order for your staff to learn how to use the platform, or how to create a baseline, or how to create an MMV project. Or we have an expert staff as well that can perform all of these operations for you. And we would love to really work with you in this. As a backup, we may have some advanced functions, such as the anomaly detection. We identify those by using artificial intelligence that allow us to really identify the anomalies. This is a really, really important characteristic of the platform. And in addition, this is something that I really, really enjoy, that I think will add a lot of value for our clients in the mining sector, which is, for example, those small photovoltaic power plants. And how do they work? These are a trend worldwide, as we know, and they will continue to grow. So in that matter, this EMS platform allows you to interconnect your plant, your generation plant that could distribute a part of your operations or your total operations. And this will allow you to understand what percentage that you're creating with your microgrids is being reflected in your consumption, and in which ways. The system will also allow us to create a balance of what measurements are coming from the grid, or what measurements are coming from the storage. We can also perform an analysis of the storage, because we could have a consumption microgrid, or we could have just a storage grid. So this allows you to perform predictions for the storage. So, for example, we have a capex investment of what amount of money, of how much money, and then the platform would help you to create an efficiency plan to reduce costs. This function is really, really important as well, because this could be really useful for our mining clients. This was the case study that I was mentioning earlier. This was for an industrial client, and I will talk to you more about what happened. So this client had a 2.5 million kilowatt consumption, and they had an average energy consumption of 350,000 euros. So what did they do? They tried to create a proposal through EMS, in order for them to generate a 10% reduction of energy consumption. So what was the result, or what was the solution that we had? We created an energy efficiency plan in order for us to monitor the energy consumptions of their buildings. And this was regarding their main charges and their subcharges as well. So as an outcome, we identified the power peaks and we got to reduce them in passive hours, as you can see in the chart. So we created a baseline and then we reduce the power potency, and then we also reduce the consumption on the standby hours. We reduced consumption from 3 a.m. to 8 p.m. and we created savings. We identified that by doing a 2,000 euro investment for their water treatment system, we could create we could create a really important reduction of energy consumption, because this was the main driver of the energy costs that they would have throughout their operations. So without the platform, this would have been really difficult for the client to identify and solve in a really fast way. So without real-time data and our analysis reports that we perform through the EMS platform. So we achieved yearly savings of $54,000. And the investment was recovered in 5.3 months. So that was our case study that we had in a client from Europe. And then now, to sum up a little bit my presentation, I would like to mention some key differentiators that we have regarding our proposal as NLX. That, first of all, is the advanced analysis system that we have that really allows you to create a lot of different types of analysis. This solution is 100% customizable for the client, and it can be adapted to your needs. It's an open and collaborative platform, which I think that it's highly important, because usually services tend to work this way, in a collaborative way. Because what does this mean? This means that many people can work together. They could work in these plans with the EMS, and these people could be in different countries. And particularly, I think that we have a great expertise working in the energy sector, and this has been thanks to our experience by working with the platform in our many years of experience. Thanks to the different functions of the platform that helps us to gather all of this data. Another thing is that this is a global solution, so our clients and customers can use this platform from anywhere in the world. So that is also a key factor that we are proud of. So anyways, I have tried to be brief in the presentation. I hope that you have enjoyed this presentation and that you have been able to see what is being done in the digital transformation sector on the energy sector. It's a traditional sector, but however, nowadays we are using and implementing these new technologies that are being developed in the 4.0 industry, using AI, the big data, and other tools to reduce costs. So now we're having all of these tools that are available that helps us to continue in this process of reducing costs. That is one of the main drivers in the mining sector. So I thank you so much for your time, and I hope we'll be in touch. You have our email, our website, our LinkedIn page, and we would love to do business with you if you are in North America, Latin America, Europe, Australia, or Asia. Thank you so much.